So we went to a horse.
cancer about 20 years ago. About 2 weeks after she died, I was hanging out over at my parents' place and my mum got a call. No number, no unknown number, just blank caller ID. She answered it, got quiet, hung up and went to her room without saying anything. When I finally got her to talk about it, she said it was her mother, saying she was trapped and please come get her because they would not let her leave, over and over again, and then the phone disconnected. I asked her about it a few years ago, and she denied that it happened for a bit, and then admitted that it happened 2 more times that year, and then stopped, but she didn't want to discuss it anymore.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Was she high that night?
Just as a PSA, if anyone needs anything from the shop, it closes in an hour.
Okay.
It's 9 p.m.
Is everyone skipping dinner tonight?
I guess so.
Yeah. Shall we go to the No Sleep, the Reddit No Sleep subreddit?
Yeah.
No sleep.
What's that?
That's just horror stories.
Are we finishing this story? Or?
That was it.
Story.
That's it.
Oh wow! Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Effective. Yeah. Okay.
What happened?
On the Roller Institute about a post-antibiotic era, which is good. I recommend you watch that.
Yeah. Can you give us
Like an overview. The problem starts is when people don't finish their course of antibiotics. So when you take a course of antibiotics,
I've done that before.
not
I never do that. I always finish it properly.
yeah.
I've done it like one
really
time.
important.
Really?
It's really important that you finish your course of antibiotics
Really
because
important.
It's a baby boomer's fault.
you kill so you do it so basically what happens when you have an infection, your body's full of bacteria. You take a course of antibiotics and the antibiotics kill the bacteria over a course of time. Your body helps to a degree as well. So at some point, the antibiotics have killed most of the bacteria, left some of the so the body's killed most of the bacteria, and then your body starts to help kill the bacteria as well, and you feel better because there's not that many bacteria left. So you feel fine, but there's still some bacteria. So you stop taking the antibiotics, and the bacteria is left in your digestive tract, on your skin, around your nose and around your mouth, and then you can pass on this bacteria to other people using those vectors for infection. So the bacteria that's left are the ones that are most resistant to the antibiotic that you just took, right?
So they become exposed to it, and then they've stayed
Because
there.
they
and
haven't
you
actually been
haven't
killed
taken
properly.
enough.
So in your body during this bacterial infection, there'll be a vast number of bacteria, trillion, billion, hundreds of billions.
Yeah.
And they've all reproduced from a small number of bacteria. So the way genetics works is that during that time of that these bacteria have been dividing, there's going to be genetic abnormalities introduced during this division process. Over the billions of times that the bacteria have reproduced themselves, there's going to be genetic abnormalities where some of the bacteria have developed a resistance to the antibiotic that you're taking. But just simply because of the vast number of divisions that the bacteria have made. And the ones that are the last to die are the ones that are most resistant to the antibiotic that you're on. So you stop taking your antibiotic just when the bacteria is at a low level in your body and your body has reached sort of an equilibrium with this bacteria, and it's just your body's just existing. It's called commensal relationship, where the bacteria is just in your body, not harming you, but it's continuing to reproduce in the background, kind of,
resistance.
to have that same resistance.
So what the worst, horrible future outcome would be was that we wouldn't be able to have antibiotics to fight certain bacteria because they've all become resistant.
The best story for this, the one that's most relatable to everyone here, the girls, like guys and girls, is for UTIs.
UTIs.
Where the most effective, so before antibiotics, you treated UTIs by getting like something that's shaped like an arrow or maybe an umbrella. And what you do with like the umbrella, so you have your urethra, you have like a urethra coming this way, right? And you get this needle and this umbrella shaped thing, and you put it inside your urethra and extract the bacteria out. You claw the bacteria out of your urethra,
Nice.
and that's how you would fix a UTI.
So sorry. So like you had a device that was shaped like a hand.
Like an umbrella, like more like
Like a shadowy
your urethra.
hand.
This is
Like
your
a
urethra.
shadowy-
This is
Shadowy
your this
shadowy
is your
lead.
urethra, and you get like a thing in there, and you just jam it in there, and you just fucking fuck it up, and that's how you get the bacteria out. You just like jam a thing in there and scrape the bacteria out.
That's really good.
And it's really
That's second one.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
it's a backwards
And it's really
umbrella,
painful.
Like
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
everything out on the way
and
out.
that's so you had to like because the bacteria's forming a colony inside your urethra. You have to like scrape it out. So that's how you treated UTIs before antibiotics.
Wow.
And after antibiotics, we're gonna have to get back to doing that.
Fuck!
And should I put you to sleep when they do that?
No.
But like, do
No,
you know
because
what's
we'll
so
also have a
scary?
resistance to all.
Yeah.
Anesthetics.
All
Yeah,
things.
Speaking of UTIs.
like, anesthetics is opiates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's
Joel.
not a good idea.
Can they get new antibiotics?
They're making
They're
new
working
antibiotics
on one
all the
at
time.
moment. Yeah.
What's it made of?
So they make
Sheep
I
test.
love your questions. Like, and you put your hand up too.
it's so
I need to know.
we're reaching. So the point of so people who make antibiotics are really ingenious.
How ingenious are they?
Like 12
The-
out
the-
of 10.
So
that's
there's
like-
it's like a just for an example, you can chemically produce the structure of an antibiotic, which is a large
So
carbon molecule.
Antibiotics, are they made like organically? Are they like synthetic?
They're made organically, but there's a long paper that I read about making them chemically as well. And the people
So
that
it's possible that they don't have to like get organisms or like somehow create them. I don't know how they
that's
create them.
that's a side point though.
Sorry.
You can so probably the best way to make antibiotics. So I'm talking about this. So I mentioned the genetic abnormalities that make bacteria resistant. So you've heard of penicillin, for example, and that comes from a fungus that produces an antibiotic that kills bacteria. So you could make more. So this is just an example. You could make better antibiotics by allowing the fungus to reproduce billions of times and make its own genetic abnormalities that'll fight the bacteria in a completely different way to the antibiotics that we have right now. For example. Yeah. Problem solved.
Why don't they just do that?
Well, that's the kind of thing they're working on now.
Oh.
Bacteria are really clever at finding new and different ways of being resistant to antibiotics.
So having a post-antibiotic thing in the world isn't really as terrifying as everyone assumes it is, because
That thing about the urethra,
there are
That's
ways.
very terrifying.
There are ways
Yeah.
to combat it though. It's not like
That you can
It's not
reduce
like-
But it'll be an ongoing war because
It's like-
they'll,
it's- yeah,
they'll
so
then
it's
get
like-
resistant to
Yeah,
that.
it's an
like
ongoing war.
It's like a problem you have to constantly fix.
yeah. Well, no.
Yeah.
As
You
long
have
as
to
well,
progress
I guess we're less
the bacteria.
prepared than we were
all
if
you need to do-
if the antidotes that we had in place
Yeah.
all you,
aren't effective anymore.
all you need to do is get people to finish their course of antibiotics.
But like if
But you
if
know what?
It's a good point,
not
yeah.
like
As long as we-
when
But
I
if
was
somebody's-
a teenager and I had this, and what I realised now was such a piece of shit GP. I was getting UTIs like consistently, like for ages, like after every time I had sex, and she was like,
What?
"Oh," which I never did before I met Matt.
Oh my god, that's before you were now?
But she was like, "Oh, just like she gave me like a course of sex."
Wow.
What? And how much could you sue her now? Like, how bad is that? That's a GP. That's when it's like someone who's been to medical school. So it's not even just convincing people. It's
That's
like
where I learnt that like as a child.
I
like,
know, like And I didn't know at the time. I was like 15.
I mean, like for her to have
For
gone through
her.
and studied it.
How
I mean,
bad
you're
is that?
taking advice from a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay.
That's the thing. I think like
Having
people
UTI.
that have like much more vulnerable like bodily systems. Do you know what I mean? It is quite a big deal. They don't have
people
that
with-
kind of
people with-
window
yeah,
of time. Like
yeah,
they
so-
will just like deteriorate and die.
So yeah,
like,
people with cystic fibrosis is like the main example you use.
yeah.
Where who are basically so they have they always so they people with cystic fibrosis have constantly producing fluid in their lungs and in their body, and they have to always, and it's they usually die in their 20s or 30s because of this genetic disease.
That's the one where you have to go that in the morning.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's right. That one. So these people are constantly on antibiotics because they constantly have fluid in their lungs, which is a vessel for the bacteria to grow. And as like the first time that the bacteria become resistant to antibiotics, then that bacteria will just flourish, and they'll get eaten from the inside out from bacterial infections. And it's those people are most at risk.
Yeah.
Just for the start, and then it'll get then it'll progress into the general population.
Yeah.
like
Children and elderly
kids.
people. Yeah.
Very likely.
And
It's
what-
already happened.
In what time frame?
Do
Do I have to get bacteria scraped out of my urethra? Is what I'm asking you.
I think 3 years ago in America. In America, 3 years ago was the first one where the first person that died because the bacteria just took over their body
Oh.
and they died. In America, I think. In America.
What,
No, no,
what
no,
did
it's-
what did it start out as?
It was a staphylococcal infection.
Stuff's
That's-
like really.
That's a pretty like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hectic one. Isn't it?
like
Yeah.
infection though, like compared to like a normal bacteria. That's like a pretty resistant.
So you're saying like a normal bacteria, a normal bacterial infection.
Like,
Every
whatever.
bacterial infection will become a hectic bacterial
Yeah,
infection.
yeah, eventually.
I mean, because
Stuff's like pretty common though, isn't it?
yeah,
Like-
you
Yeah,
treat
you can
staph
have it and not know
with
it.
antibiotics. The difference between normal staph, I mean, every staphylococcal infection has the potential to kill you.
Yeah. MRSA is a staph
Yeah,
infection.
that's,
isn't it? Yeah.
there's no difference in
Yeah.
the way that staph works
Yeah.
and this staph works. The only difference is that antibiotics don't work on it.
Yeah.
So MRSA staph and your garden variety staphylococcal infection will kill you in the exact same way,
Yeah.
or disrupt the way your body functions. It's just that we can fight one with antibiotics and the other one we can't.
Yeah.
So obviously the problems with people not finishing their courses. Is there also a problem with overuse of antibiotics? So like for example, like just to go back to a UTI, like sometimes I'll have a UTI and it will pass if I drink heaps of water and it passes on its own, and sometimes I know I have to go get antibiotics. But if every time you felt something you went and got antibiotics for it,
I think as long as you kill the bacteria,
as long as you take the whole
that,
course.
I'm talking about. So again, we're talking about the chance of a genetic change happening, genetic mutation happening in that bacteria. So if you have a lot of UTI infections, a lot of genetic aberration, so you'll fight it off yourself and you kill it all. That's
Yeah.
fine. If you have it, if you get one and it proliferates, creates these genetic mutations, has resistance, you get a antibiotic for it, you kill it all off. That's fine. They're all dead.
That's fine.
That should be fine.
Yeah, so it's not a problem with how much people use antibiotics.
Yeah, as long as you finish the
As
course.
long as you do it properly.
Yeah.
I heard about it, like animals being given in it, given it, like chickens and like stuff that
Pigs.
we eat. Yeah,
And pigs, yeah.
pigs. Yeah. So
That's
Oh,
ba-
yeah.
it's
What
bad.
would it do?
Yeah, so in that case, you're getting in the feces of the pigs or the chickens, they so yeah, in those cases where the pigs and the chickens have been force-fed these antibiotics, and then the resistant bacteria in their feces, and when the foods are not prepared properly, the feces with the antibiotic-resistant bacteria in it enter the food system, enter the human consumption chain, and then that's how those types of bacteria enter the human realm. through the feces of the animals. Those are kind of rare. So then you're talking about Escherichia, like E. coli, bacteria like that,
Yeah.
which you normally associate with UTIs, but then can take on a whole nother form when they become resistant to antibiotics. And then so children die of E. coli a fair bit when from antibiotic resistant E.
What
coli.
does E. coli make you do? What's your response to it? Is it E. coli?
E. coli mainly affects your gastrointestinal tract.
Is that food poisoning?
Yeah, food poisoning, diarrhea, vomiting.
Ah, that's what I had. I had that.
Yeah.
Apparently, like in America in
I
particular,
definitely
like
had an E. coli. I wouldn't
most
have cholera.
of the really cheap shit fast food chicken that is
Well, I
distributed
was
has
like
E. coli until like they bleach the shit out of it with ammonia and so it's like. So like I've heard that like if you eat like really cheap like
They're kind of big for kittens. They're like halfway. Small cats.
These two are definitely these two kittens.
You mean they're young?
No, mini kittens.
Oh.
Shut down the world.
When do kittens turn into cats?
Usually around 6 months of age.
This one's like,
You say they're probably like 5 months of age max.
Oh, we can go up there. Is that a thing? We can go up there.
yeah.
Looks like there's a restaurant up there.
It says Good American Legion.
Oh.
Papa, Papa.